Greetings, everyone. This is Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist, the founder of the Digital Domination Tribe, coming at you with a video. This was a video I was supposed to record or publish yesterday, Monday, November the 3rd. To keep up with my schedule, I post on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the Digital Domination Tribe, my YouTube channels and platforms and podcasts. But life be lifing. My check engine light came on yesterday, which notified me that I was long overdue for an oil change. So I rushed down to get that, get the oil change, and then had to be a parent. And before long, the day is just over with, and you didn't record your content. That's why I teach on other videos, and I teach through myself that it's so much better when we batch create and we always have something in the gun ready to go. I did batch create, but I just didn't batch create Monday. I did the latter end of the week, but I didn't do Monday. So I end up missing a day. So this is Tuesday morning, November the 4th at 7:10 a.m. And I'm finna go ahead and record this video, which would have been for Monday. So let this be a lesson from me to you that it's so much better and it will allow you to keep rolling when you batch create so you won't lose a day or a week or a month. You always have something in the gun ready to go. So let's go with this content. On this particular video, I want to talk about a Facebook post that I put on my Digital Domination Tribe page a few days ago. I think maybe Sunday I did. I'm trying to pull it up so I can get the exact quote. Okay, here we go. And the quote says, it says, simple as creating content around what you know and are passionate about to build an audience and continue providing value to build a name for yourself online. I'm going to say that one more time. It says, simple as creating content around what you know and are passionate about to build an audience and continue providing value to build a name for yourself online. So, in the time that we have together, we're just going to discuss that as a concept and kind of break it down a little bit and maybe give a few actionable steps, and then we'll be on our way with this video. So, getting online, there are reportedly billions of people getting online on any given day. That's not in a week, that's like in a day. Like about a billion or 2 billion people get online on any given day. That's a lot of folks. That's a lot of eyes. That's a lot of ears. That's a lot of minds that are seeing, hearing, and reflecting, thinking, and consuming a whole lot of content, right? And you can be one of those voices among content creators that is providing that content, even if there are 1,000 people already talking about what you're talking about. Don't let that be a deterrent, because there's always a new way and a different way to say what is already being said right now. I like to always give the hamburger analogy to make my point. There's McDonald's who serve hamburgers. There's Wendy's that serve hamburgers. There's Crystals that serve hamburgers. If you're in a different region, there's White Castle that serves, hamburgers. There's Steak and Shake. There's What a Burger. There's Checkers or Rallies. There's Hardee's or Carl Jr. There's Sonic's. There's your little local hamburger joint, depending on where you live at. It's a whole bunch of hamburgers. But at the end of the day, guess what? A hamburger is a hamburger, you know? You just variation between the different chains, but a hamburger is a hamburger. You know, do you want cheese or not cheese? Do you want mayo? Do you want it all the way? A hamburger is a hamburger. So a hamburger place A doesn't stop selling hamburgers because hamburger place B, C, D, or somebody else is selling a hamburger. They just variate and create it a little different. They add a special sauce. They um, may beat them in price. They may beat them in, other things, the experience. So I use that to make the point about content. Even if everybody else is saying what you want to say, you still say it, but say it in your own unique way. Don't be a copy. Don't be a clone. Say it in your own unique way, your own unique voice. And what's going to make it memorable is tell your stories through what you're talking about, because nobody has your story. They may have what you're talking about, but they don't have your story. So tell your stories through sharing your content and make it unique and make yourself a unique personal brand. So it's as simple as creating content. So what you have to do is do an audit of yourself. What do you know? You know, did you go to school for accounting? Did you go to school for nutrition? Are you a certified dietitian? Are you um, are you great with physical fitness? Are you auto mechanic? Do you know home repairs? Landscaping? Are you dentistry? So many different things. A chef, a cook. So many things that you can know, and that's just a few things that's just off the top of my head. But there's so many things that you potentially know, and boxing, martial arts. There's so many things that you possibly could know. So do an audit of yourself and come up with 3 to 5 or even more things that you know. What do you know? What do you have a extensive knowledge and background in? That's number one. And narrow down those things to what really is the top passion for you. What do you, out of, if you say 5 things, what is the 1 or 2 things that really get you going, that really excites you, that you really could talk about for an hour if someone put you on the spot and you just, your passion just be bubbling out. You just talk about, oh, let me tell you about dietitian. Let me tell you about nutrition, man. I came out with new meals. Let me show you how to do a meal in 15 minutes or less on a busy night. Boom, 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 boom. You just start talking about it, and people are like, wow, they're really passionate about this subject. What is that subject among subjects that you are most passionate about, right? Because that's what we're going to work with. And that's not to say that the other things are not valid, but you don't want to go on a channel talking about 10 different unrelated subjects, because that makes it confusing. You want to have laser narrow focus where you're talking about one singular topic, and you're talking about that singular topic with passion and conviction and enthusiasm. So among your audit, you have to find that one thing among things that you're going to go after right now. Now, that's not to say you can't at some point in time, branch out and discuss other things on another channel, on another platform. You can build those up as well. But right now, we want to focus on a singular topic. So do the audit. What do you know? What are you uh, deeply experienced in? And what could you talk about? Somebody put you on the spot to just talk about your subject. What would you talk about passionately, right? So create content around that. That content can be as easy as just starting on social media, right? You have a social media page. You already have followers. You already have likes. You already have people who rock with you, right? Just start a few times a week talking about what you're passionate about. You know, Another thing, if you are into bicycles and bike riding and finding new bike trails and the whole lifestyle of bike riding, you can start talking about that on social media. You can start showing some pictures of you, standing next to your bike. You can take pictures when you made your destination. You can show the GPS tracking, or this is where I'm gonna go. This is how long it normally takes, and when I get there, this is how I do. I bring my book bag and I have a few snacks and drinks, and I just relax at the nice scenery. You can do all of it and just start talking about it. And there's some people out there who's gonna find interest in your passion. Like, man, I always wanted to ride a bike. I always wanted to go take some trails. I always wanted to go to some nice, relaxing locations. That inspires me. Let me watch some more of their content. And then you can start sharing personal stories of how did you get to this bike riding adventure, and what does it mean for you. And then you can start talking about the science behind relaxation and how it takes away the stress. And then you're just building in an audience of people who like, "Shit, I'm stressed out. I need to go ride a bike next week like he doing, like she's doing." So that's just an example. You just start talking about it on social media, right? And then, if you're not camera shy, just start recording YouTube videos like I'm doing, talking. And then, showing, you can set your camera up where you can record the travel, you know, And now they're seeing the scenery and they're seeing the travel and they're moving with you. And now they're feeling like they're a part of your story. They're a part of your journey. And you're just riding a bicycle, recording and talking while while you're riding, and then at your destination. And then you can start talking about the best bikes to get, how to have maintenance on your bike. If you need to upgrade a bike, this and that and the other. And then you can start being an affiliate, maybe selling bikes, or so many things you can do. You can start selling products. Or what's the best clothing to wear, I guess, while bike riding. What do I like to wear when I'm bike riding? There's so many different things where now you can monetize this. So what do you know? What are you passionate about? What could you talk about? Somebody put you on the spot. What can be beneficial and helpful to others? And then just start sharing content. Start talking on social media about it a few times a week. And then you're going to become known as the bike riding person. You're going to become known as the dietitian person. You're going to become known as the motivation person. You're going to become known as the exercise guy or the exercise girl. You're going to become known as the digital marketing guy or the digital marketing girl. You're going to become known as the AI guy, the AI girl. Whatever you consistently talk about and it's a passion and you focus on it, laser, singular focus, you're going to become known as that person, and that's what you want. You want to become synonymous with your particular subject, your niche, your niche, and then you just talk about it. And then we said make a YouTube channel. You can make a podcast about it where you further talk about it. You can create a website. You can create a blog where now you're writing blog posts and articles where you're talking about it. You can start creating digital products, little ebooks, Kindle books, physical books if you want to, picture books. There's so much stuff you can do with this. And then you just keep building content on top of content on top of content. And at a certain point in time, you will become known as that person in that particular field. And then when strangers start Googling or they start YouTube, social media searching for that particular topic, or they Instagram searching for that particular topic, or they YouTube searching for a particular topic, then your name can be in that top list of people who speak to that particular issue and solve that particular issue. And the more you do that, the more eyeballs, ears, and minds begin to hear, see, and think and consider your content. So that's why I said on the Facebook post, I'm going to repeat it again. It's as simple as creating content around what you know and are passionate about to build an audience and continue providing value to build a name for yourself online. I just broke that down. Just gave you actionable steps. I gave you stories, gave you background, and showed you a roadmap of how it can be done. It's just that simple. As I always say on all my videos, pretty much, all you have to do is just hit record. Hit record to record your sound, your voice, or hit record to record like I'm doing right now, where you can see me and hear my voice. So I'm asking you today, will you hit record? Will you hit that record button? Will you decide to do an audit to see what do you know and what are you passionate about and what can be helpful to others? And then you come up with a game plan. Like, this is my little pad. I write down my different ideas as they come to me so I don't forget them, or I do it in my phone. So I have two sources of my ideas, and I have this idea right on my table where I'm at right now, my recording table. So I can always look over and glance and see some of my ideas that I write down randomly. So do that audit like today or this week and get to what you know, and then write down a few Facebook posts that you can start breaking down your knowledge and breaking down your experience and breaking down what's helpful to other people. And then from that, diversify and figure out, okay, I got social media down pat. I'm coming on here 2-3 times a week talking about this particular subject. Then decide how can you diversify. Meaning, is that a YouTube channel? Is that a podcast? Is that blog posts? Is that TikTok videos? Some shorts? Is that some Instagram? Reels? Um, is that creating a digital product? Is that creating a course? Is that creating a course on something like Udemy or School? So many different options. So get that audit done, figure out what's the passion or niche for you, get to work, diversify, repeat the process over and over. It's just that simple. So this is Mustafa, your digital marketing specialist. Thank you for tuning in to another video. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel in whatever manner you're listening to me on. Just if you hear me on the podcast with this video, just go ahead and subscribe to my podcast channel. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to me on YouTube. If you're catching this video or audio on one of my social media channels, just subscribe to me there. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, wherever it show up, just go ahead and subscribe to me so we can stay in touch and we can stay in contact and I can continue to share this useful information with you. And check me out at digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. That is my one-stop shop, which includes my blog, my podcast, my YouTube channel, videos like this, my ebooks, my downloadables, so many free resources that I give. You know, I'm not afraid to give away my best game and my best options to you for free because it's ultimately going to help you. But if you want to talk to me on a one-on-one basis, then that is a fee, but it's so comprehensive. I don't just talk to you and run and go. We talk. I follow up with a strategy. I give you some actionable steps. I give you a customizable program. And we just really put you in a position to digitally dominate, right? So if you want to consult with me, please link up. Go to digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com, look up consultation offers, and we can talk one-on-one. You can schedule that with me, and we can put everything on the table. I can look at your audit. I can look at your social media posts. I can look at your how you plan to diversify. I can look at all of that. I can give you my suggestions. I can tell you what worked for me, what didn't work for me, and we can put you forward with a game plan. Okay. So definitely hit me up, digitalmarketingwithmustafa.com. Check out some other videos on my YouTube channel. Listen to me on my podcast if you're coming that way. And let's have a great digital domination day. This is the Digital Domination Tribe. We are one. We are winning. We are online. We are here to dominate. We are not here to just receive. We are here to give. We're here to provide useful content. We're here to help. We're here to uplift. We're here to serve and to have a great time doing it. The Digital Domination Tribe. Peace.